Rabbits are the new chickens. People are going to learn it. People are going to start saying it. It's going to be a new thing. We know it will. I found 2 new ways to deter wild rabbits, and you're not going to want to miss this. Hello everybody and welcome back. This is Not a Pro Gardener here, and we are in Zone 6B, Southern Illinois.
Hey, it's 7A now.
Oh,
Not 6B.
to take that back, we are in Zone 7A in Southern Illinois. Maybe some people haven't heard about it, but we're just going to talk about it for a few seconds. For the most part, I believe this change is based off of the previous years of weather data from the USDA, which is who put out that new map that shows you your new zone, kind of like an upgrade. I would love to think that I'm in Zone 7A, but I don't know. But as always, I will base my planting and direct seeding decisions off the weather in the moment. The week before, I will keep track of that, and the week after, or the 10-day forecast, I will keep an eye on when I want to push my limits of planting stuff outside. I mean, the plant hardiness zone to me is just kind of for like perennials, annuals, and a base to start off of till you get to know your growing zone and get experience doing it. Then you can kind of have a little know-how on what you can do. So keep trying experiments and you can find out what the limits of your zone is. And always, usually when I make a decision, Mother Nature likes to throw that curveball at me and slap me with a quick frost. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and move on. And as you can probably tell today, it is like 37 or so degrees outside. The wind makes it a little chillier in my opinion, but we are the first weekend in January, finally getting back to a new video, and we kind of covered something like this before. I'll pop up a card of this video that I talked about having problems with rabbits or wildlife, stuff like that. So this is kind of, we did some experiments and we're gonna talk about it. Today we're going to be talking about our rabbits. As you can see, they're all doing pretty good. We made a few changes and everything seems to be working pretty good. And we may have come up with a few new ways, may not be new to you, but it's new to us, of deterring wild rabbits. It's the first weekend in January. We've seed started our bunching onions and some herbs that we will have for sale at our own markets. Yes, you heard that right. We are throwing our hat in at our local farmers markets. So we're going to be growing food for market this year, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. Got a lot of new stuff to cover, and a lot of this stuff I am brand new at. So this year's kind of going to be entertainment purposes on a lot of stuff. I can't really say because I haven't done it. I can't talk about the products that I've got because it's my first time doing this stuff. So you just have to bear with me. And if you got any comments to leave down for me, like tips in the comments, leave any tips in the comments, and I would love to hear about it if you got something you need to say to help me out. So much appreciated. We are definitely going to be a micro farm, and we're going to pack as much food in here as we can, and we'll try to cover it the best we can along the way. And there'll be some interplanting. There'll be some no-till most likely. I got some ideas that I want to experiment with that and try different things. I'm actually going to be changing up my bed style. Going to go to 30-inch beds, I believe, down in the in-ground garden plot. I'm pretty excited about it. The big thing is sourcing good compost that is reliable. And we are very excited about all this stuff that's happening. And if you are local, you can check out the Backyard Grocery Store, which is the name of the kind of like market farm business that I'm doing here. Rabbits are the new chickens, but instead of eggs, you get these symmetrical little nuggets that are pellets for ease of use. And they're already compost before they hit the ground. It's made for gardening. They are a great all-natural organic fertilizer. But wait, there's more. This is about as loud as these guys get. Now, rabbit pellets, they are rich in nutrients, and they contain high levels of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, but that all depends on how you store it as well. It's a slow-release fertilizer that steadily supplies your plants with nutrients over time, instead of like a synthetic fertilizer that is made. It's like a quick shot. It doesn't last in your soil and it doesn't feed your soils. And then you got chemicals and salts in your soil, depending on the fertilizer. Now, rabbit pellets improves the soil structure, which can help loosen compaction in certain soils and improve drainage. And additionally, the presence of beneficial microorganisms in the pellets, they help to contribute and develop of healthy soil ecosystems, which is something we've been getting into. Last year we was 100% organic fertilizers. This year we're going to be doing the same, all organic fertilizers. The little pellet factories behind me are environmentally friendly. It's environmentally friendly by reducing the reliance on synthetic fertilizers, which is huge, and it has no burn risk. Unlike synthetic fertilizers, you accidentally get it on the foliage. If you don't rinse it off, it's most likely going to burn that plant. With this organic fertilizer, these organic pellets from the pellet factories behind me, they do not have a burn risk. As you can see, the snuggles are real. This is the sweetest rabbit I have. Kids named him Hopper. And he is a sweet, sweet rabbit. You're a good boy, Hopper. And to add that, most gardeners have compost beds or composting systems. I like to think that these little internal composters back here are my favorite way to compost because I get to feed them leftover veggie scraps, and they absolutely love broccoli plants. Cut them off at the soil and give them the plants, or Swiss chard, leftover Swiss chard. If we have too much, they get a nice treat. Now, to collect and store your pellets, we need to dry them in a shady place. Don't want them in direct sun, and as to not lose the quality of the pelleted fertilizer for our organic gardens. It adds to our sustainable gardening practices, which is pretty awesome. Side note, it also makes a great slingshot ammo, and it adds to our sustainable gardening practices. They get the veggie scraps. That's the doggos. They get the veggie scraps. The veggie scraps get composted in the internal compost system, and pelleted fertilizer comes right out on the ground. It's like magic. Rabbits are the new chickens. People are going to learn it. People are going to start saying it. It's going to be a new thing. We know it will. Rabbits do have a place in a gardener's system, but it doesn't fit for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Now, about our experiment we mentioned, we're going to go ahead and spill the beans on that. We did meat rabbits this year. So the kits that came out of these rabbits did get rabbit tractored around my in-ground garden. That's the experiment we did. And there's always benefits to having a way of sourcing your own meat on your farm. So they can be used for meat rabbits, and they're used for pelleted fertilizer for the garden. They also can deter more rabbits. I don't know if you heard that right. My rabbits can help deter wild rabbits around. Since we rabbit tractored on the front side and the back side of our in-ground garden plot, which is another added benefit to improving the soil structure around the garden, not just in the garden. The reason we did this experiment is because rabbits are extremely territorial. Now, I'm sure in some cases that's a little gray area, but to test my experiment, that's what I did. So, little pellets and rabbit urine was distributed all the way around the garden just about. And I did not have any wild rabbit problems this last season, and we will continue to do this from now on. It's something that is another benefit of having the rabbit tractor around the garden. Not to mention they keep the grass in check. I mean, it's definitely improving lots of things on the farm here, and I wouldn't have it any other way. To have that sustainable pelleted fertilizer, a resource, a place for me to put the scraps to turn into more pelleted fertilizer for the garden. They keep the grass in check. They deter wild rabbits, which I proved that this last season, because I did not have any problems with that, and I've had problems with that every year until this last year. So we're going to try it again this year and keep you updated. Not to mention they are a sustainable food source for sourcing meat. So in conclusion, rabbits have a place in the garden for a few reasons, and it's a great fit if it fits you. It's not for everybody. They have many benefits, like I've talked about, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I'm sure there's a lot of them that I missed. Instead of using sprays, organic sprays, like I've done in my previous video that I popped up for you. I haven't tried applying just the fertilizer, the organic pellets, to see if it deters the rabbits, but this year I'm going to try that at the garage plot to see if that will also deter them as well. And if rabbits aren't a good fit for you, there's another solution. You can use an organic fertilizer called blood meal. And it's just the nitrogen fertilizer. It's organic. Should not burn your plants. But you can take it, put it in a sprayer, mix it with some water, and you can spray it in the perimeter and inside the rows of your garden and around your plants. We've used it before here on the farm, and it's kind of hard to source locally right now for some reason, so I couldn't get any to show you. But you can hit your garden with that 1-2 punch. You can fertilize it, and on top of that, you can deter them wild rabbits right out of your garden. So instead of making that organic mix that I've done that video on before, you can do these two options if you want to as well. Even if I didn't want to do meat rabbits, I could make this rabbit tractor work for these rabbits right here and just rabbit tractor them around the garden for the added benefit of soil structure. Put in their droppings and urine down, which is great for the soil and deterring the wild rabbits. And on top of that, they could eat the lawn or eat the cover crop that you put them on and help improve. Rabbits just seem to improve a lot of things as long as they're contained. Rabbits are the new chickens. Get with the times. And this is all the time we have for this video, so if you're wanting to catch up on the things that I'm doing, you can kind of check out these old videos here to see what I've been doing, but you're going to have to stay tuned, subscribe. It'd be nice if you gave me a like. If you like this video, it helps me reach more viewers, and subscribe and share to your friends and family, the people that might want to learn about 2 new ways that I've found that work for deterring wild rabbits. And subscribe to catch any new videos coming out about what we're doing for the market farm situation, so you can kind of stay up to date on what we've been doing. And I'll see you next time out here in the garden. Have a great day.